Man, Bill O'Brien sucks. I know he's fired now. Probably way too late. Not probably, definitely way too late. I mean, I live in Houston now, so I don't hear the end of this about how bad he is from my family here. But yeah, I mean, the Texans are a team that has a load of talent and are terrible because they were poorly coached and overall as an organization poorly run. They have basically gotten rid of all future top picks for the sake of winning now, but then they traded DeAndre Hopkins for an older, injury-prone running back. I've talked about that trade on the channel. I don't think it was very good. Clearly, DeAndre Hopkins is such a beast. But this is the realistic rebuild of the Houston Texans. And it's so odd because usually with these realistic rebuilds, I don't make a ton of trades. Like, hardly any trades unless I'm trading for, like, draft picks, trading up or down in the draft. But, like, if you look at the Texans over the past few years, so many of these moves go so far beyond reason that if I did it in a realistic rebuild, half my comments would be like, oh, realistic? The NFL is a crazy place nowadays. But hit that subscribe button if you're new for more of these, if you like the Texans or rebuilds in general. And also, shout out to the sponsor of this video. It's an interesting one, Roman. Listen, I get it. We all know it can be awkward, uncomfortable, even embarrassing to talk about erectile dysfunction. I really do. I feel like there should be twin bathtubs behind me or something. But millions of Americans struggle with this medical issue every single year. Good thing that's why Roman's here to help. They'll connect you with a medical professional who can give you the advice and the treatment that you need, with everything being done completely online from the comfort and privacy of your home. Even down to the actual medicine that they send you. It'll be at your doorstep in 2 days at no extra cost to you. It used to be uncomfortable to talk about, but not anymore. With Roman, everything's done completely online. They make it so easy and especially affordable. When you go to GetRoman.com/Bengal, $15 off your first order of ED treatment, a completely free online visit, and of course that free 2-day shipping with GetRoman.com/Bengal for $15 off. The link is in the top line of the description, GetRoman.com/Bengal. Thanks for sponsoring the video. So if you guys don't know how to do this, just jump into the current week. All you have to do is go to online franchise, and I get this question a lot, even though I talk about it at the start of every video I do this. You go to online franchise, you do real life roster, and then you go to the week, so you get the current up-to-date roster, all the picks that have been traded, all the moves that have happened, and also you get to jump in at the current week, which is like the biggest thing. So I mentioned that at the start, but of course this is a realistic rebuild, so we use a real draft class for the first year, and we're using mine. It's been recently updated, so you guys can download this. It's in the file share on PS4. And yeah, I've been trying to update it a little bit. I just came out with an update, so certain guys have been moved around, as like Kyle Trask has been playing so well. He got moved up quite a bit. And I've also changed the order of some of these guys to have them getting taken higher, because a lot of positions just fall in the draft. But yeah, a lot of these guys have been changed and altered. So make sure to re-download the class. You have to re-download the class if you want to use the up-to-date version. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck on the first edition that you downloaded. So you have to remember to re-download in order to get it. It's a top one on PS4. Very easy to find. You should be able to handle it. So let's talk about this team, because it is a talented one. And a lot of these guys still probably haven't developed as much as they're going to. We've seen Deshaun Watson regress a little bit this year without DeAndre Hopkins. It's been tough. And this offensive line is so like up and down, whereas they just can't seem to stop committing penalties and play up to their potential. Like Laramie Tunsil is a very good tackle that holds consistently, which how good can you be if you commit a ton of penalties? Titus Howard was the first-round pick who was extremely athletic. He's been okay at best. Nick Martin actually should be way higher overall. He's played quite well in my opinion. And then Max Sharping, Zach Fulton in there at guard. It's not the greatest unit, clearly. Tight end is interesting. Like got Kahali Waring there, Jordan Akins, and Darren Fells. I think Akins is probably the best tight end on this roster. We can start him. You know, I'm the head coach. I'm the GM. I make the decisions now. And then running back is interesting. Like Duke Johnson's very good. Do it all type back. David Johnson, that trade makes no sense. I'm not going to lie. And then Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller are like the same type of receiver basically. And I do like Brandon Cooks quite a bit. But this receiving core has kind of yet to find their rhythm so far. overall, what can you say else about that? And then defensively, there is some talent here as well. You have some guys who've been staples of this defense for a long time, like J.J. Watt, who is underrated, if anything. I know this sounds wild because J.J. Watt is so unbelievably good, but he's discredited because he's been injured a bit. But when he's on the field, J.J. Watt is still a mammoth problem for any offense. He is so talented, so productive. J.J. Watt's a monster. He's going nowhere. Whitney Merciless has been really good for a long time, but he's also 30 years old, going to start to regress. So we're going to have to look to improve on the edge. I love Justin Reed. Eric Murray's not an ideal starting free safety. I mean, we have Duke Ejiofor, not an ideal edge guy. Jacob Martin's honestly probably even better, but he's mainly just a pass rusher, or only. Ejiofor maybe offers a little bit more off the ball in a 3-4, so it's interesting. Doesn't look like a face can. I've never seen that, though. Zach Cunningham, Benardrick McKinney. I like this duo quite a bit. And then on the defensive line, Ross Blacklock was someone I was really high on coming out of TCU. His rookie year, he got ejected for throwing a punch, I think in like week 1. And then team picked up Marcel Darius. Eddie Vanderdoes has a lot of potential. He was like the #1 player in the nation for high school recruiting, and that didn't work out so much. I think he got injured before signing with UCLA, or maybe at UCLA. I think it was an ACL tear. PJ Hall in there. It's an interesting group. Charles Omenihu is someone I like quite a bit. I think he should be a higher overall. I don't know how we can play both Omenihu, Blacklock, and Darius. Omenihu is someone I'm going to look for in the future. Last stop, cornerback. It's not a great group. I like that they went out and got Gary and Conley. Bradley Roby is a decent player, but outside of that, there's just not too much. Like Vernon Hargraves never ended up developing in the league, and then Lonnie Johnson doesn't offer a ton. Brian Engers, one of the better punters in the league, I think, and Kaimi Fairbairn is he's all right. Randall Cobb on the team as well. I didn't even talk about some of the backup receivers, dude. We just need to improve in a lot of different areas. This draft should be an interesting one. Will Fuller is going to be an impending free agent for us, and I'm not exactly sure he's worth the money. He's only 26 years old, but if he's asking for like 10 mil, I don't know if I want to do that. 4 years, 45 mil. I mean, that ends up being over 10 a year, which I just don't know if I want to do that. What could he possibly go up to? Like an 88 overall, maybe? He would definitely be very solid in the slot with that speed. He's got decent route running as well. He's always just someone who struggled to actually catch the ball, dating back to Notre Dame. I would give him a 4-year deal. I don't think this is too bad. I'm not sure that he would accept this, but yeah, he wants more money. Not sure I'm willing to do that. Kenny Stills, I don't want. Gary and Conley, I think we can bring back for fairly cheap. 18.6 over 4. Again, if I could bring the money down on this a little bit, I'd be more happy to sign him. But he wants more money as well. I'm just not sure where I am on a lot of these contracts right now. It's gonna be interesting to see what we do. Okay, so I did end up bringing back Will Fuller, just with different parameters. We're paying him more for a shorter contract. It's 3 years, and he's going to be 27 at the end of the year. Age of regression in Madden is 28. We're just going to only see him like develop for a short amount of time, so I think 3 years is probably a better length than what I was looking for originally with 4 years. And I think I'm just going to simulate to the playoffs. We won in week 6, but I guess this team's not exactly out on a playoff spot right now, but it's looking unlikely. This was not a playoff team. 7-9, although we weren't bad enough to even warrant a really high draft pick. So you don't even like to see that much. But Deshaun Watson played very well, almost 4,500 yards, 31 touchdowns, 15 picks. A.J. McCarron, probably a year to forget for him, as he averaged negative 0.3 yards per game. That's what happens when you complete one pass for negative 3 yards. And he got sacked. Rough year for A.J. McCarron. There was no running game at all. I mean, Deshaun Watson was the best runner on the team, and he's your quarterback. It's not exactly what you like to see. Receiving, Brandon Cooks was quite good, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns on 83 catches. Will Fuller was decent as well. Randall Cobb put up very similar numbers to him, minus a few catches, double-digit catches, to be fair. Jordan Akins was good as well. And then defensively, Benardrick McKinney, 129 tackles, 4 for loss, 1 sack. 10 tackles for loss for J.J. Watt led the team. He had 14.5 sacks, 8 for Whitney Merciless, 5.5 for Charles Omenihu, 3.5 for Zach Cunningham. Where's Ross Blacklock in all of this? Had 2 sacks. Interceptions, we didn't really have any. Benardrick McKinney led the team with 2, as did Bradley Roby and Justin Reed. This was a rough year for the defense, I think, especially as Dak Prescott wins MVP. Deshaun Watson here at number 8. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Cam Newton. Deshaun Watson at 5. Defensive Player of the Year is Jerome Baker. J.J. Watt at 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Justin Herbert. Not exactly a huge shock there. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Patrick Queen. Ross Blacklock at 7. Should we bring Gary and Conley back? Marcel Darius is here as well. I mean, there's just no way. 31 years old, only a 76 overall. I'm out on that. Gary and Conley, 26. He's a 77 overall. He just doesn't want that much money, but I mean, I guess he is our second best corner right now. 4-year deal. I'd bump the salary slightly. I really couldn't give him much more than that. And he's going to test free agency. I'm obviously not going to franchise tag him. That'd be ridiculous for definitely not one of the top corners in the league. And we'll see what we can do in free agency. I'm kind of obsessed right now with saving money because I know Deshaun Watson's pretty expensive. I know J.J. Watt's very expensive. I know a lot of these guys are really expensive on this team. So if we just go out here and re-sign everybody, we're going to have no money for the future at all. So trying my very best to save as much money as possible. And I'm not even sure we need defensive tackle that much because I can just move Charles Omenihu or Ross Blacklock there if we stick in the 3-4. We don't really have a true nose tackle in that regard, but I mean, we can get both of those guys on the field. Desmond King would be good if we wanted to play him at cornerback. I don't think so much at safety. But since we're going to be paying him like a safety, we might be able to pick him up for pretty cheap in comparison to what one of the top corners in this range might cost. So if we can get Desmond King, I think that would be a big pickup. So let me go ahead and offer a little bit more money. So 97 total points. We just don't really have a ton of money to go out here and sign a bunch of free agents. I wish we did, but it's just not possible. So even if we can't get Desmond King, that's okay. But we do. And he's going to play cornerback, as I mentioned. Now, what we could do is keep him at strong safety and then move Justin Reed back to free safety, which is where he played in real life. But also, Lonnie Johnson is our best corner. So, like, outside of Bradley Roby, now that Gary and Conley's gone. So, Desmond King has to move to corner. We'll look for either safety or corner in the draft. We can always move Desmond King back. The team, you know, hasn't exactly improved very much right now, but that doesn't mean we can't for the future. We just got to, you know, build up. It's going to be a slow grind. Whitney Merciless is down to a 74. We have a lot of needs. Jacob Martin is up to star development, though, like that. But free safety, edge, maybe even edge again. Although, if we can develop Jacob Martin, we might not even need that. He's decent. Defensive line, I think that if we move Ross Blacklock to defensive tackle, that is, like, no longer a huge need. But, yeah, edge, safety / corner, if not both, and then offensive line at left guard, at right guard, probably even at center as well, and then maybe a tight end or a receiver. There are a lot of needs. We gotta deal with them. Start checking some of these boxes off the list, and we'll see how good this team can be. NFL draft time 2021. Hopefully, there's some really good players available for us. Picking about middle of the first round. Oh, that's right. Don't even have a first-round pick because we got them traded away. Bill O'Brien, you're killing me, dude. I'm not even going to bother looking at the class. We have a third-round pick. Justin Fields to the Colts. Interesting. Okay, so, you know, not exactly a lot of great receivers available. Chris Olave, Terrace Marshall. I mean, they're good. Like Tamori and Terry as well. Joseph Osai might be my pick. He's probably going to be. I like him quite a bit. I know I'm a Texas fan, but I think Joseph Osai is a stud. And in my opinion, he's very clearly the best option here, and we will keep him in Texas. Joseph Osai going to follow Charles Omenihu to the Houston Texans. 70 overall, star or better development, ranked number 59 in the class. We took him at 77. I think this might be my first time drafting Joseph Osai, but he's got a lot of potential. I think I'm probably going to start him right away. Versatile guy. I mean, just typical prototype 3-4 outside linebacker, and we will simulate to round 4. Do we just keep drafting out of the Big 12? Why not? Trayvon Moehrig, really good for TCU last year, and it looks like he's going to follow Ross Blacklock to the Houston Texans. I guess we're having that trend. It's not a very good idea to take Big 12 defensive players usually, because Big 12 defenses suck. Those two don't necessarily like coexist or align, because like there are great players in every conference. Like some of the best players even have come out of the Big 12. Like Von Miller went to Texas A&M, and they were in the Big 12 at the time. So there you go. But yeah, Trayvon Moehrig, man, we have some stuff to work with here. He's a solid player. Maybe I even have him a little bit too fast in this class, to be honest. But 91 speed, star better development. Could even start him right away at free safety over Eric Murray. And what I will say is, like, I know that Von Miller probably wasn't the best example, because like he's not a Big 12 player of late. Of course, A&M was in the Big 12 while he was there, like his entire career there. There are probably some better players that have come out lately. I'm just like not thinking of any. I'm trying to think, but like all the players that I can think of, like, have been out of school for a while. Like, I mean, like Chris Harris Jr. was at Kansas, and Aqib Talib was at Kansas, but that was like in the late 2000s. I don't know. I mean, give me some good examples of players down in the comment section below. Earl Thomas, hook 'em horns, of course. But, I mean, there's not a litany of players to choose from, honestly. Maybe go Josh Sills here. A little bit of a reach, but good offensive line depth. I think that's probably going to do it for the draft. We did get some good players. Star better development is always very nice to see. Of course, I do have those hitting more often than they do in the actual, like, auto-generated classes, just because I think it's a little bit more fun. Maybe even a little bit more realistic, in my opinion, but it is time for season number 2, 2021. Let's get it. The CPU even drafted Obi Melifonwu's brother, Ifeatu Melifonwu, who apparently I gave star better development to. Although I think I'm going to start Trayvon Moehrig at free safety. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to move Justin Reed back over there. So I'm pretty sure I've showed you guys the team already, but I've actually fixed specialist so that everyone's where they need to be. Maybe I didn't even show the team, but, I mean, it's pretty much the same, except for Jacob Martin and Joseph Osai are starting. Trayvon Moehrig starting. Want to get these rookies and younger guys out here playing. Jacob Martin, Joseph Osai are my rush ends. Pretty cut and dry, straightforward. I don't really expect big things from this team. Just kind of trying to sense of how effective Texans playbook is offensively. I might change it defensively pretty soon. But let's do LB and D-line training boost. Probably focus on DB next. I was thinking about quarterback, but Deshaun Watson's already got superstar development. He's already a pretty high overall. He's going to develop in his own right. He doesn't really need a whole lot of help. So we'll just simulate to the midseason mark, re-sign some guys, maybe even trade somebody, add somebody to the trade block in like week 6 or something. So maybe I'll stop it right now. We are 4-2 at the midseason mark. Okay. How is our offense doing it? Okay, so is Texans' offensive playbook OP? Defense is not so good, but we're actually making a pretty strong playoff push, it looks like. So it might be time to change the defensive playbook. J.J. Watson, impending free agent. If you think I'm letting him hit free agency, you're out of your mind. There's no chance. 3 years, we have no cap room. That's unfortunate. So J.J. wants even more money. Okay, this is an interesting ripple. Or wrinkle, I should say. How are we going to manage this? Okay, so Whitney Merciless needs to go. That's who it is. His contract is still like a lot of money, and it's not ending anytime soon. The penalty is less than the savings. So, like, he's just got to go. Bradley Roby, I don't think I'd ever cut. Will Fuller just extended him. Randall Cobb, I can't cut now, but he's someone I'm going to look at. And then David Johnson, I can't do anything about now. Nick Martin, I could honestly cut. He's our starting center, but he's just not very good in the game. I think I got to cut Whitney Merciless right now. He doesn't start. He's 31 years old. I think he's a better player than this, or at least he has been. Haven't caught a ton of Texans games this year, but it's 2021 in this game. I got to cut Whitney Merciless. It just has to be done in order to bring back J.J. Watt, in order to bring back Justin Reed. These guys have to go. And even Brandon Dunn, like, you cost way too much. Have to cut him as well. Some of these guys just have to go. Like, Whitney Merciless is going to have, like, no trade value at this point. It just has to happen. If I want J.J. Watt back, and I do, and if I want Justin Reed back, and I do, there was nothing else that could have been done. Justin Reed wants more money. Okay, I can't bring back Duke Johnson. I don't even know how to get picks, man. Like, we're in a rough spot where our team is being, like, competitive, but we're still not all that good. In terms of points allowed, we've actually been one of the better teams in the league. Maybe I'm just going to keep it as Texans defense. Seems like we've been getting after the quarterback at a pretty high rate. So I'll just leave things the way they are, and then we'll see what happens. So I stopped the sim at week 15 just to try and re-sign my guys again. And we're 9-4. Currently second place in the AFC South, although we had the same record as the Colts. And we do not play them for the rest of the year. So we're going to have to step it up. We should make the playoffs either way. Should be a wild card team even if we don't win the division. And even if we don't have a good enough record to get a first-round bye. But J.J. Watt needs to be extended. He wants a higher salary. I can do that. That's not really a big problem for me. You still want more? J.J. Think of the team, man. Justin Reed wants a higher salary as well. You're going to have to bump that up a bit. And Justin Reed resigns. That's the big one. J.J. Watt's the big one, actually. No, I need him back. Like, really badly. All right, J.J. Watt, can you just be a little bit more agreeable? That's 11 mil. So what are you looking for salary-wise? Please, JJ, you're 32. Don't you want to see the Texans be successful? Why are you draining my bank account? I have no money. So we finished 10-6. Oh, no, we're in week 17, not the wild card. We're 10-5 right now. I misread the record. And what I can't quite fathom is why J.J. Watt is being so frustrating. Like, I'm going to take this bonus down even more. It seems like he's, like, cool with that. And I'm going to bump up the salary to 12 now. JJ, dude. Just say they have to start. Save me some time. I'm going to franchise tag him. I don't know why he's being so frustrating. Like, obviously, like, they can't know what the player thinks in real life. I don't think there's any chance that J.J. Watt doesn't want to play for the Texans as we lose to the Patriots in Week 17, 31-24. We won the division, actually, though. Check out the season stats before we hop in to our wild card matchup, and that's not what I want. 7th best offense in terms of yards, and defensively in terms of yards, 11th. So we were a better-than-average team. Deshaun Watson, very similar year to last year, cut down on the turnovers a little bit as far as I can tell. We had no running game. Still receiving. Brandon Cooks had an unreal year. 1,500 yards, 14 TDs. The rest of the receivers weren't even too impactful at all. But Brandon Cooks dominated. Defensively, Benardrick McKinney, great year, 113 tackles, 8 for loss, 1.5 sacks. Zach Cunningham, 10 tackles for loss, as did J.J. Watt. He also had 4 sacks. Pretty impressive from your inside backer. And J.J. Watt, 12 sacks. Led the team, 8 for Ross Blacklock. Okay, so we actually played really, really well. Roy Robertson Harris is on the team. When did I do that? Joseph Osai, 8.5 sacks as a rookie, though, is awesome. We really didn't have any interceptions, but we are getting pressure on the QB, which she'll take. Cam Newton wins MVP. Deshaun Watson at 3. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Cam Newton. Deshaun Watson at 3. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. Wow, look at all the Titans in here, man. Is Titans playbook the move? Like, that might have players in good position to get a lot of tackles, but not actually like stop them. So we're gonna have to see how they did. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Justin Fields with the Colts. No Texans in there as far as I can tell. Sometimes when I'm in this screen, I just forget what team I am. As Joseph Osai wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Trayvon Moehrig at 6. So we did quite well. Jalen Twyman to the Titans. That's something I could see happening in real life. I think I've actually mocked that. So I do like seeing that, even if it's just like random by chance. How did the Titans do? They were not one of the best defense. They were the second worst defense in terms of letting up yards and let up a whole ton of points. It's just the Browns are always the best. You got to just run Browns playbook. They're so good defensively, and they're so good offensively. Best offense, best defense. I know they have a lot of talent too, but those playbooks are just so good. So we don't know about Melifonwu quite yet, but Joseph Osai and Trayvon Moehrig both with star development. Love to see that. And then offensively, I don't really think we even drafted anybody. Oh, it was Javian? Yeah, Javian Hawkins out of Louisville. He's got star better development as well, but he's not someone I'm really too interested in playing. We've got the Colts here in the wild card. Divisional matchup in the wild card. Always fun to see. And we did not win. 28-21 was the final as we are headed to offseason number 2. I still don't know what picks we have this year. I don't think it's a lot. I think we still don't have a first-round pick as the Browns won the Super Bowl 35-10 over the Bucs. J.J. Watt is getting franchise tagged. Like, that's kind of, I don't care how much it costs. It's just a little bit more expensive. And it's something that we need to do. Jordan Akins is 30. Zach Fulton, 30. Jacob Martin, I want back. He's, like, really not too expensive. And we're going to go slightly into the negative anyway because I got a franchise tag J.J. Watt. So I guess we'll bump that a little bit. So he resigns. Nick Mullins in here as well. And yeah, I have to franchise tag J.J. Watt. We're going to be in a weird spot this first offseason with free agency and everything because we just don't have any money. We can't sign anybody. I'm going to have to make some big cuts right now. It just has to happen. Yo, that's wild. So, I know I'm just making so many cuts here. I kind of just have to make these cuts, though. I think I'm going to try and trade Bradley Roby, but Randall Cobb is going to have no trade value. Have to free up cap space by releasing him. Nick Martin is 29. He's a 72 overall center. I know he's a captain on the team, and I know he's a better player in real life, so it sucks that he's rated so lowly, but on this team, he just cannot remain. He's just too expensive, so Nick Martin has to get cut. Eric Murray, I'm going to cut as well. He has no place on this team. So I know it's a lot of cuts. Like, that's realistic rebuild. Cut everybody. I get that. But these guys are just all bad. There's no point in keeping some of these guys on the team. David Johnson, bye-bye. Was it worth it to trade DeAndre Hopkins for that? Thanks, Bill O'Brien. You made my job way harder. Like, Darren Fells is 36. I'm cutting him. And the last cut is probably going to be Zach Fulton. He is 30 years old, and he's a 72 overall. He is not developing, and he's not good. What's the point? So those moves needed to happen. In order to have any type of a successful future, we need to have more money. We need to have more wiggle room, and I think that's what that offers us. We have a little bit more money. We could bring in like some type of impactful player. Jair Alexander would be big. I know we sign him like somewhat frequently, but no one wants him, and he's so good. Okay, trading Bradley Roby and 2 fourth-round picks, both this year, for number 17 from the Raiders. Roby just doesn't really work into my long-term plans. He's 30 years old. He's still good. Like, that's the thing. But I just don't think it makes sense to keep him, especially when there's a guy like here, or Jair Alexander out here, who has been playing like one of the league's best corners in real life because he's very, very good. But he could really, really help our team out. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to afford him, though. That's the thing. Ooh, what happened there? The most I can offer is 64 total points on him, which might be good enough to sign him. We just need to get lucky. Need to get lucky. We're not going to get lucky. It's not going to happen. That sucks. Fifth-year options. Didn't get O.J. Howard either. Speaking of Howards, though, we'll bring back Titus Howard. Probably stupid to pick up his 5th-year option, paying him as like a first-round offensive lineman. Is anyone going after Jair? Still? No one is? I can boost that up slightly. I can boost it up slightly. There's 65 total points. Go wild. Jair, please. Please, 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 please. Do me a favor. He has still not made a decision. It's draft time and he hasn't signed. Like, what does that even mean? Where's he going? Just, Jair, please. He's a scheme fit. He'd be a great addition. It is draft time, though. We'll see who's on the board. CPU did the scouting. We need, let's go over what we need just so we're all on the same page here. We need, on the offensive side of the ball, we need left guard, center, right guard, pretty much. Pretty much. Tight end. Ooh, Hawkins has superstar development? No. Okay. Yes, guess that's a thing. Brandon Cooks went up to superstar development. I'm a little bit blown away by JV and Hawkins. I'm not going to lie to you. And then defensively, I don't think anybody went up. Just a lot of star development all over the place. We'll upgrade Joseph Osai to a 77. I don't know, man. A little bit interesting. I feel like our defense is starting to get pretty good, but our offense has been like clearly our most productive unit. Not really sure where I want to go here. I know this sounds odd. I'm almost tempted to take a running back here. I think our defense is fine. Besides, like, maybe a corner. Offensively, our offensive line needs work. It might just be a best player available type deal. This is the guy here. Darrell Howard out of Auburn. Darrell Revis. Darrell Revis went to Pitt, though, but I think they have a similar build. Maybe a little bit faster than the in real life Darrell Revis, but he looks like a monster. At number 16, he's the 3rd corner. I'm a little bit worried I'm going to have to trade up to get him. So, I'll do it if necessary. It's kind of like as soon as the first corner goes off the board, I'm going to consider it. He goes at number 9 or 8. Carl Ridley's a 79. I just really don't want anyone to take him. I might try and trade up with the Jags here. I mean, they don't need a corner, but, like, that won't stop them from taking one. That's the thing. Did they also change it so I can actually see the draft order at the top of the screen when I'm drafting? What an unbelievable change. Why has that not been in the game the entire time? Super frustrating, but this was the best thing I could do. Trading number 17 and a 2nd round pick for number 12. The 2nd round pick was next year. Hopefully the Jags don't take my corner at this spot. They take a really bad tight end for no reason. I just could not let him get drafted. There was no way, no how. It was not going to happen. Darrell Howard is an 80 overall, number 1 in the class. Only normal development, unfortunately. But 93 speed, 78 man. Nice tackling. This had to be the pick. 80 overall corner. Welcome to the Houston Texans. A center who put up 38 reps on the bench press. You would never see a center that's as strong. I'm going to take him. Emmett Leach. 74 overall, normal development, ranked number 11, took him at 23. There were better players available, but we need offensive line. 90 strength for a center coming out of the draft is really, really, really rare. But we will simulate now to the 2nd round. Damn, every other player I wanted in the draft pretty much got taken. So I'm going to be trading down. Probably my 2nd, maybe my 3rd round pick as well. And if any of those players are available in the 5th round, which they won't be, I'll take them there, but I don't think they're going to be available. Trading number 55, 87, and 183 for a 1st round pick from the Packers next year. They're projected to be really good, but I don't think they're going to be. They do not have Aaron Rodgers anymore, so they're turning it over to Jordan Love, who's a 72. He's probably not going to be bad, but I don't know how like great he's going to be. That pick's going to be, you know, like bottom of the 1st round. I doubt it. Trading a 5th, a 7th, and a future 5 for a 4th from the Giants. We're going to see where that pick is and maybe still be able to snag a pretty good player. I'm sorry, did I trade for a... I maybe traded for a 4th rounder next year. Doesn't really matter too much, but that's just a... I'm surprised I did that. It wasn't a bad trade either way. Just a little shocking. Also, are we going to get Jair Alexander? What's his deal? Has he made a decision yet? Are you going to play for us? or just remain in free agency. What's happening with Jair Alexander? He's not on the team. What is he doing? I mean, he's not in free agency. Where is Jair Alexander? I'm confused. Michael Gallup's in there. Maybe he'll sign him. But where is Jair? He went to football team. I need to see his contract. I mean, I don't know how that happened. He's playing on a 1-year deal worth under $2 million annually. What is that? I am going to sign Michael Gallup, though, because why wouldn't I? We have the money. He's very good. We could use a third receiver. And then maybe even bring Duke Johnson back. I mean, it's not like he's great or even was that good for us, but he's an improvement. And then maybe bring Chris Harrison as well. We have the money for these guys. We're a competitive team that's competing for a championship. These guys, no one wants them. I want them. I'm also going to sign Chris Herndon because there's no way he's worse than Kahali Waring. Need another tight end, so he's going to be my guy. So this will be the team for Season 3. We're getting better. Obviously some holes. I have switched to a 4-3 in what probably isn't a shock to anybody. I'm running Brown's playbook. It's just so good. So I want our defense to be great. This is what we're coming out in. And hopefully we do all right. We got our rookie Darrell Howard starting at CB2. For the most part, nothing else has changed. But hopefully this is a team that can make a playoff push. I think we should be able to. I'll see you guys near the midseason mark. Stop the sim at week 7. We are 5-1. Looks like the playbook change was certainly worthwhile, as J.J. Watt still needs a contract. There's still not really anyone great in here. I know, like, we get the guys that we signed in free agency, but J.J. Watt is my biggest priority. 2-year deal. That's so much money. It's not worth it to even give him that, because I can franchise tag for cheaper. Or it might be barely cheaper. I know it goes up. I'll give you 3 years and like less money, and I don't care if you decline. Okay, he wants a higher salary. I'll consider it. Okay, potentially playoff time. I think we're gonna make the playoffs. We were 5-2 last time I checked, and then decided to sim straight through after J.J. Watt declined another contract. 10-6 again. Won the division though, so cannot complain. 19th best offense, so we took a real step back in that regard. And then 24th defense. I know that is for yards, but like, where are we for points? Where are we for, let's do points per game. Like, not that great, honestly. I think defense is going to be a different story. We had, what is that, top 8 defense, top 7, something like that. Could have been a lot worse. But yeah, for the season stats, Deshaun Watson keeps, like, you know, throwing fewer interceptions, so we love to see that. Rushing, Duke Johnson was still terrible. Receiving, Brandon Cooks still dominated. Don't really have a lot of other receivers getting a lot of action. I think I want to change to the offensive playbook as well. Probably to Cleveland. We just need a better running back. J.J. Watt dominated off the edge, 19.5 sacks. Also had 18 tackles for loss, 10 sacks for Jacob Martin. Not a whole lot of pressure from anybody else individually. Desmond King, 5 picks, 2 for McKinney, 2 for Howard, 2 for Reed, 2 for Harris, and then 0 for the whole rest of the team. Interesting. Mahomes wins MVP of the 8-8 Chiefs. Watson at 2 as the 10-6 Titans is interesting. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Deshaun Watson at 2. Defensive Player of the Year, Rashaan Evans, J.J. Watt at 2. We're finishing in second every time. Andrew Schaub, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, Darrell Howard takes it. Let's go. We actually won something. It's a nice change. But wild card matchup against the Ravens. See if we win here. Oh, we do. 31-28. Won by a field goal. I usually don't like to jump into these games unless we're in the conference championship. But just because I usually don't doesn't mean I won't. Against a 13-3 Raiders. We're just going to simulate against the Raiders. See if we can come out on top. And we do. 35-23. But unfortunately, it might be the end of the road. We're going to jump in to the AFC Conference Championship against the Cleveland Browns. But the reason it's unfortunate, as I'm sure we all know, is because the Browns are just so good. They're an 89 overall. Their quarterback is Andrew Schaub, who has X Factor. A superstar X Factor, Bazooka. So they drafted him. He was in the year 2 draft, excuse me. So I guess they, drafted a monster QB. First time for everything, I guess. All right, let's see if we could beat the Browns. Second quarter, low-scoring game. It's 3-0 Cleveland, but we tie things up at 3. Like, this is a baseball game at a 3-run home run. They went back up ahead 6-3. Finally a touchdown, 13-3, but the Browns score a TD of their own. Fourth quarter now. We need some touchdowns. The Browns took the lead, but we go back ahead 22-17 with 2 minutes to go. I think we're hopping in on defense. 2-minute warning. Let's get a stop. Turnover. I'll take it. I actually don't want to be Desmond King here. Oh, that's good defense. All right, finally we have some linebackers in for me to use her. Oh, I want to say this is Mayfield, obviously, but it's not. It's, how do we not make that tackle? Damn, Kareem Hunt's unreal. Kicking the doors down on my defense. Barging in. What is his name? Schaub? And he releasing a Matt Schaub? I'm taking the football. They're actually going to check down. They need a touchdown. Oh, they're going down the middle of the field. Big hit by Trayvon Moehrig. Forces the incompletion. That would have been a huge, huge completion down the field. Oh, man. Kiki QT is on the Browns now. Little former team action. They're checking down. That's fine. They can check down. As long as we keep them out of the end zone, we're going to be, fine. We'll win the game. That's asking a lot. Going down the sideline. Oh, my goodness. I tried to play the big hit with Moehrig. Luckily, Jarvis Landry dropped the football. We were torched. Oh, man. We just caught a break there because I missed that hit stick. 33 seconds to go. Trying to cover the slant. It's a user pick. Easy reads. Hop on pop. Benardrick McKinney ices the game. We're headed to the Super Bowl. Cleveland has turned over the ball 5 times. I saw the stat. 5 times. Good God. All right, that is the game. We're actually, I don't even know what this screen, weird overlay is. But did Sinclair throw a lot of picks? Threw 5 interceptions? Huh. Bernard McKinney had 2 picks. One was a user pick, of course. Desmond King had 1. Darrell Howard had 1. Trayvon Moehrig had 1. So interesting. That might be more interceptions than we had the entire year. And all in one game. Oh, man. Browns, Cowboys. I'm not the Browns. Okay, so no. Ah, jeez, dude. I forget what team I am. So many times when doing this. I don't know how. I don't know how. Because it's been, the Texans the entire time. We got the Battle of Texas happening in Arizona. Cowboys, Texans, which is the team that I am, in case you guys forgot. I'm the Texans. Any development trait changes? Chris Herndon went up to star, I believe. Deshaun Watson's up to a 94 with morale. And then defensively, Zach Cunningham went up to superstar. Justin Reed went up to superstar. Darrell Howard did not get a development trait increase. Why? Why? He's clearly better than normal. He's up to an 84 overall with Morales rookie year. He won defensive rookie of the year. Give me star. Give me superstar. That's what I want. Anyway, Super Bowl in Arizona. Texas versus Texas. Houston versus Dallas. See who comes out on top. Cowboys out to an early lead, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, in fact. Things are not looking great, but we finally at least get on the board with a field goal. Got to answer back with a touchdown, and we do. Only down by 4 now. Dallas goes up by another touchdown. Only down by 8 right now, but the Cowboys just keep relentlessly scoring. We need our defense to step up down by 8, and I think the best way to do that is to actually hop into the game and try to make a stop. Utilize my user to the best of my ability and take away one of Dak's weapons here. As it's going to be the tight end in motion. It's going to be a run. We just got to stop Zeke, dude. He's going to be dominant, clearly. Oh, man, that was such a nice play. Unfortunately, it was caught anyways. That's CeeDee Lamb with Darrell Howard in coverage. And he's just too good. We need a turnover right now. And they're going to be running the football, trying to take time off the clock, which you can't blame them for it, but that's going to be the strategy, clearly. And he runs up the middle. He's gone. It's a touchdown. Okay. We've got our work cut out for us here, down by 2 touchdowns. Michael Gallup kind of torched. And he dropped the ball. Not great ball placement. Oh, wow. Will Fuller caught that? I pass led away from the coverage. Tough Borland in there. Ohio State linebacker now here for the Cowboys. That was a really, really nice catch by Will Fuller. One I really didn't expect him to make. And I want to stretch the field right now because I know we need points. But sometimes I just have to take what's there, probably, even now. Watson. Oh, he's so fast on the run here. My goodness, Deshaun Watson. Down to the 26. Maybe Brandon Cook's touchdown. I mean, that drag's open. Will Fuller has so much speed. Just get out of bounds. Taking it to the 12. Oh, Watson's just so fast. Be faster than DeMarcus Lawrence. Deshaun Watson trucking touchdown. We are somehow back in this game. Man, he's really fun QB to play with. We need to go for 2 also, so we got to do it now. The metrics say, like, do it now rather than later because there might not be enough time. Oh, we actually didn't even score a touchdown. He wasn't in. Okay. Also, what is that? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? You got someone lined up at Mike linebacker. I think it's Jalen Smith in a 3-point stance. What are you doing? What is he doing? He's acting like he's playing on the line. Oh my lord, I've never seen that before. That looks so stupid. Also, QB draw could be a glitch here. Nah, I can just make it a QB draw. I'm going to slant Brandon Cooks. That's read 1. He's wide open. All right, 2-point conversion is successful. We are down now by a touchdown. We don't need onside kick. We have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to work with. We're playing for a Super Bowl win here. We need a stop. Dude, how does my defense just doesn't have the speed to cover any of this. I'm in 4-6, which is the formation that's super designed to stop the run. And we just can't do it. We just can't do it. Please get to the outside. Dude, we just didn't want it. Didn't want it. Because if we can't stop Ezekiel Elliott on any of these runs, what am I supposed to do? He's averaging 6.6 per carry. I like how 4-6 is a formation that really stops the run in real life, that does nothing in the game. It's really bad. We need a fumble or something. Please just take the ball, dude. I have, like, strip aggressive on. Don't tackle. Go for the ball. We need a turnover. Yeah, it's a touchdown. We needed a turnover. Couldn't get one because we let him go all the way down the field. It was impossible to stop Zeke on that. See all Madden CPU running for you, yeah. Not possible to win that game. We tried, though. We tried. I think we got this burn, but it doesn't matter. The game's over. Will Fuller has a touchdown. Yeah, that speed's pretty good, but again, it doesn't matter. Because even though I was pretty good on offense in this game, of course we jumped in super late, down by 2 touchdowns essentially. Our defense could not do anything. So on the bright side, at least we have one more offseason for you guys, as J.J. Watt is going to have to get franchise tagged. He just always wants more money. I'm not sure what he's looking for salary-wise, but it's a ridiculous amount, and like I'm just not going to give him more than like 21. All right, he's back. So he'll probably end up retiring at some point. It's an obvious statement, but he'll probably end up retiring at some point really soon. So that contract probably won't end up getting honored. Michael Gallup would be nice to have. We don't exactly have a ton of money. If I could take down this money a little bit and bring him back, that'd actually be great. He wants to go to free agency. That's fine. Obviously, we're not going to pay $22 million to bring him back. Chris Herndon is probably going to be too expensive. He's actually not too bad. Hopefully we bring him back at this price. He wants free agency as well. Yeah, who would want to come back to a contending Super Bowl team? Or rather, a Super Bowl contending team, as we did not win. Don't have a lot of money still. 16.46 mil. Can I make any more? How do I print money? Jair's going to be in free agency again. Cutting Deshaun Watson would save a ton of money, but I'm not going to do that. obviously. Titus Howard. Ugh. Why did I pick up his 5th-year option, dude? I knew it was dumb at the time, but I did it anyway. I didn't even talk about Jonathan Grunard at all this entire rebuild. He's someone I quite liked at Florida, but not high enough overall to make any type of impact. I should cut Titus Howard. Like, I shouldn't because we need him, but I don't want to pay him that. I can't cut him. It'd be stupid, but I want to. Scary Terry is here, and no one wants him. I do, Terry. Okay, big free agency. We brought Max Sharping back. We brought in Terry McLaurin, which is a huge get at receiver, and we brought Chris Herndon back. So the guys that we let walk, we were still able to bring back, and for cheaper. Still don't really have a good running back. Javian Hawkins still has superstar development, but I'm not starting him. He's just not that good. He's a 71 overall. Can't catch. But our receiving core now looks very good. I need a running back. Defensively, no more Charles Omenihu, so I could do with a defensive tackle. Cornerback is okay, not great. We'll see. We don't have a lot of money, so we need to pick really, really carefully and really well. Okay, NFL draft time. I'm not afraid to move up here. We pick at number 16. Steelers have the number 1 overall pick. What do we want? JJ Boss. We got some fun names in here. I'm not afraid to take a running back here. Middle of the first round, depending on who's available. Adrian Lowell looks quite good out of Florida. You know, not a running back hotspot, but there have been some good ones who have gone there. The first one that popped into my mind was Fred Taylor, Jags Beast. He seems to be the best. Probably wouldn't take Tyree Drayton. I don't think we're going to have a chance at Glenn Hightower, and Adrian Lowell might be even better. So as much as I'm like a probably don't take a running back in the first round type guy, in Madden, I might. George Generals? I'm in. In the second round, maybe? Nah. I don't know if we're going to take him or not. There are a lot of fun names in here and some good players as well. Some of these safeties look pretty good. But I don't know what we're going to do. Like, Tyron Fulton looks to be a monster cornerback. I'm just not sure what the right move is here. I know we need defensive tackle. There's always a good D tackle down the board. Like, there's some really good players down the board. Again, I'm really just not sure. I'll simulate to 16, see what's available. I thought that was going to be the corner for sure. Who I'm not even sure I'm going to take him yet. And I definitely can't because he got drafted. So is this a spot for the running back? My goodness. I think I'm going to do it. Adrian Lowell it is. Number 6 in the class. Took him at 16. He reminds me of Arian Foster just looking at him. But very different career paths as Adrian Lowell is a first-round pick now. And Arian Foster, not Adrian, Arian Foster went undrafted. He looks very, very good though. Normal development sucks, but it is what it is. Almost not even worth taking him, considering that we have Javian as our current running back. But like he has superstar dev, he'd probably be up like in the same overall at the end of the year anyway. And then maybe George Generals. Is this a move? Yeah, why not? George Generals it is. 75 overall. Also normal development. Number 5 in the class. Took him at 31. 94 speed, 77 zone. He should be very, very good to operate in the slot. Nice hit power, of course. And we'll simulate to the end of the 3rd round. Take a backup tight end here in Trent McCoy. Very Texas-sounding name. So we'll take him. Went to LSU. Pretty local to Houston, honestly. Baton Rouge is like 2 hours, maybe. 84 speed, 81 catching. Not too bad. Good backup tight end. We'll have the CPU handle the rest after a nice, fun draft class of all normal development, per usual. So we've changed things up a little bit as J.J. Watt's going to move inside to rush defensive tackle. Jacob Barton and Joseph Osai coming off both edges as rush ends for right now. You just go ahead and fix this. We actually have a kickoff specialist, but that's not going to change anything for our actual specialists, as this is the way the team's going to look. You hope this is a Super Bowl team this time around, but it might not be. Mid-season mark. We are coming off a loss and 3-4. Classic. Classic stuff. All right, not much else we can do but simulate to the playoffs and hope for the best. the team is good enough and they've been productive and successful enough in the past to make me think that we don't need to make a change. It's just about seeing whether this actually works or not, and we can actually win enough games to qualify for playoffs, for the playoffs. Answer is no. 8-8, 21st offense. You're killing me. 13th defense. Deshaun Watson regressed a little bit. All those numbers are worse. We have no running game. No one could run the football in this playbook at all. Terry McLaurin had a pretty good year. Brandon Cooks as well. Chris Herndon had the best year, though. Will Fuller in there. Defensively, Benardrick McKinney was quite good. Tackles for loss. 18 for J.J. Watt, who also had 11 sacks. But overall, and Darrell Howard, 5 picks. Good for him. But overall, the team just played way worse this year. I don't really think there's like much else that can be said. Deshaun Watson, 10th in MVP. For Offensive Player of the Year, he finishes at 7th. Defensive Player of the Year, Tremaine Edmonds. J.J. Watt at 3. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jeremiah Franklin. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Tyron Fulton, who I, of course, wanted to draft. Adrian Lowell finished at 2. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not like the team got remarkably better. It's an 87 overall, which is obviously pretty good. But, you know, just wasn't our time. Made the Super Bowl last year. Couldn't end up winning one here in year 4. And I think that's probably a good a spot as any to call this one. Cowboys back in the Super Bowl again, back-to-back years. And then final development trait upgrades. Lowell doesn't get anything. Receivers don't get anything. And then defensively, Howard at least finally goes up to star. Should have happened last year. But this was the final team. Pretty good team. Nothing spectacular. Certainly not the best team we've built on here. Probably not the worst, but I don't really know. Hit that subscribe button if you're new for hopefully more successful rebuilds in the future. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.
I hit it at the park, Ben Bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah. Promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. Papa turn taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speed burst good.